Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We get a list of 4 properties on the Toronto system, 3 more on the Oakville Milton system. And if you just started to join us, there's actually 2 different real estate boards in Milton and they overlap information. We have access and we give you access to the direct connection. These links are live links from the real MLS system. Generally, they come to you a little faster, and I think the other difference is that we just provide education, we provide some context, we provide some things that I think are not as readily available as the information. The interpretation is, I think, really what makes this site unique in the marketplace. And we've been around for almost 4 years. We've had more people visit this site than the town of Milton for every man, woman, and child by a lot. So it's been really fun. We're coming up on the 4-year anniversary. Let's get started with today's list. And so the first one up is 271 Featherstone. Looks like a fully detached home. There are some homes that are linked by the foundation, but usually they look a little closer together. I wouldn't be surprised if you could do 2 cars side by side in this driveway, which is the next best thing to having a double car garage. Inside you've got your 9-foot ceilings. I really think they could have changed that out. The cost of something like that would have been probably on Craigslist, or even just going to watching the sales and appliances. You could probably pick up a decent stove for less than $500. Used, sometimes it can even be $200 or $300. And the effect that would have had, the kitchen is such an important room in the sale process, and to have mismatched appliances, and that's a good looking fridge too. You've got your water line in. It could be that it's a gas stove. It's hard to tell from here, but still, rehooking up the gas line, it's worth it to have matching appliances. There's 1 full bathroom upstairs, and then you've got a finished basement with some pot lights. Actually looks like a good job in the basement. A couple low-res shots probably aren't doing much for them. If you don't get the photos right online, you're not going to have somebody walk to your front door. And if you don't have someone walk to your front door and come in and like it, you're not going to get an offer. So the photos are really the first domino that has to fall. And what's interesting is if you line up 12 dominoes, a domino is actually able to knock down something that's 1.5 its size. So I think by the 12th or 13th domino, you could have a domino this big that can knock over the CN Tower. So I liken that to the marketing process, is that if you get the right domino, you get the right sequence and leverage that happens throughout the process, the owner at the end experiences a really big result. And all those things that I think they look for: less days on the market, higher price, and all the rest of it. So I think people underestimate how important that stuff really is, and bad photos will cost you a lot of money. Court Street North is $459. I like this one. It's very unique. It's a 50 by 132 property. No garage here, but it is a good space in the backyard. It's a little south of Woodward, and it's north of the train tracks. I think it's far enough away from the train that it wouldn't be a huge influence. You'd notice it for sure. It's got an open concept kitchen here. It's just a really nice, unique home. It looks like the windows are going right across the back of the property. Some interesting ceiling effects, and I like it a lot. Even just having this little post out here with the lights, I think is a nice positive thing. 2 bathrooms, although if you look here, 1 times 3 piece times ground, what that means is there's 1 3-piece on the ground level. And if you know, the pieces are actually the number of fixtures that come out of the wall. So you could have a combined tub and shower. It's a 4-piece, or they could be separate. It's still a 4-piece. Piece 1 and 2 are sink and toilet. Those sort of go without saying. And then the 3rd piece might be a shower. So you might have 2 different bathrooms with showers. I like having a full bathroom on your main floor, because if you ever had older relatives, you had to resection it off, it can come in very, very handy. So nice looking space, nice renovated, and I think at $460 they compete well with what else is out there. It would be kind of on par with like a bungalow in Dorset Park, and I think that one offers some distinct advantages compared to just a normal Dorset Park property. So Azilton is $548. I think this one's called like a Plan 9, little under 2,000 square feet. It's funny, if you look closely, this furniture is all staged, so the whole home, I believe, is staged. The beds, don't lay on the beds, you may break them. And anyway, for less than 2,000 square feet, I think we've seen similar size properties, similar finishes sell for a lot less than this one. So I wish them the best of luck, but I think that it might be a little high. This one on Cook Crescent, 669. I don't have the size of this one. I've been in the model before, and I can't think of how big it is. But it's a pretty good floor plan. So you've got your living dining here, and then the kitchen opens up to the family in the back. Nice looking kitchen. They've done a lot of work here with the moldings, the pot lights, the trim, the hardwood, the granite counters, the iron pickets. You've got a walkout from the balcony. It does have siding on the outside. It's got a 110-foot deep property. So nice sized piece of land. The only concern I have is if you look at where it is, this is basically the view from the front door. Guess what that is right over there? That's the 401. So in appraisal terms, we talk about being, close to something. It's obviously nice being close to the 401, but not too close. And for me, in my books, it's a little too close, especially when you consider the 401. And we've seen this happen. So here, Ontario, around there, they've started to widen. They keep going west. And so probably in about 20 years, this is a provincial thing, but probably in 20, 25 years, you're going to start to see that part of the 401 be 12 lanes. So obviously a lot of transition there. That would be my biggest concern. I think the home looks great. I think the lot looks great. Let's move over to the Oakville board. Got 3 properties. This one on Child's at $250. Really, I remember when these started with a 1, when they were $150,000. $250 on this one. Had an offer very quick after it got on the market. And so, whoops, let me go back to this one here. Go to the photos here. It looks a little rough. I mean, this is what you're getting for $250. People say, oh, so what do townhouses go for? Do they go for $200,000 in Milton? Guess what? $250 gets you this. Possibly they might have even paid more, and it's going to require some work. Tell me that photo really has a place here, because I don't think it does. I don't think that does anything for this. In fact, you see the staining on the wall and you think, am I dealing with water damage? So it's okay not to include some photos. But then you look at this and you say, okay, great, they've done some work in the bathroom, but I think a little more of the latter and a little bit few of the former, I think, would probably help them out a lot. This one here doesn't have a garage, so it's got sort of shared parking. Yeah, whatever. I guess that's the going rate. We haven't seen many of these lists. Most of them are up in the 280, 290, 300 range right now. They do take a bit of a hit for not having that garage. The ones closer to 3 almost always have private parking. Solomon Court is 505. I think this one's like 17 something square feet. It's nice inside. They've done some good finishes. The floor on both levels, some smart upgrades in the kitchen. Actually, sorry, the hardwood on the main, not the upstairs. But it's well done. I mean, they've designed and decorated it extremely well. It's a little on the high side of what this size of home commands, but again, there's not a whole lot for sale. They could end up doing okay, but it's certainly not something I look at and sort of flash the red alert and say it's an amazing deal. This one here on Solomon is a plan for. This is the one with the upgraded floors on both levels. The same model, similar upgrades, not quite as many, especially when you consider the flooring upstairs. Just went conditional at $512. Again, they're erring on the high side. I don't think this one makes me just sort of go, oh my God, like run after this one. They are seeing a bit of a premium here, probably because there's not a lot of good stuff right now on the market. I'd be surprised personally if I saw this one sell higher than $520. It doesn't mean it won't happen. And if it shows well in person, then that's that's really one of the key things. This is one of my favorite floor plans, the Plan 4 by Mattamy, 1835 square feet. So you've got your main floor den, plus living dining, plus kitchen. Upstairs you've got 3 bedrooms plus a loft, and I just like the way it flows. I think having that front room comes in very handy for a home office. Lots of natural light. You've got a little front deck here. Just a lot of good things going for it. We don't see many of the all brick elevations. There's a little bit of siding here, but mostly, we'll call it the mostly brick elevation. We don't see too many of them, so that's going to help them out too. And that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call, 905-693 9346, and we run tours of Milton 7 days a week. And the final thing is that we're getting real close on releasing the 2014 Guide to Milton Prices, and I'll be sure to send that to you because it's a really, really good one this year. We beefed it up, we put some new maps and some information on neighborhoods and so on. So I think you'll really like it. And until tomorrow, have a super day.